Pankaj Pandey also joining us, head research at ICICI Pankaj, how do you view SBI's numbers? How much of positivity can get carried forward is what I'm trying to pencil in. What are you expecting in terms of forward performance? Can this very strong ROA performance continue?
Yeah, hi, good morning.
Good morning.
Thanks for having me.
Great having you.
See, I can't comment on SBI numbers largely because it's in our compliance. But PSU banks overall look very attractive to us. What we have in terms of our topic is Bank of Baroda. There we have a target price of 340. Overall sense is that H2 is expected to be a lot more better compared to H1, and whatever volatility we have seen in the past in terms of performance should do better. And I think this bank also should do well from the perspective of potential M&As or potential consolidation in the PSU space. PSU in general are relatively looking a lot more attractive. One, I think there are other factors which might also help if the government reviews the potential voting rights plus FDI guidelines. I think PSU banks will probably can continue to outperform private sector counterparts.
Okay, so
IDBI.
Pankaj, IDBI, Kotak, this entire saga of an acquisition of IDBI Bank. How do you look at it?
So, Kotak standalone basis, we've been liking this bank because now they are sort of guiding for 1.5 to 2 times nominal GDP growth rate in terms of advances. Credit cost has been a sort of a challenge for them, and which they are expecting to sort of trend it lower. So we see this bank as growing at say 15 odd percent, and ROA is at about 2.1 odd percent. So we like this bank. And I think whatever overhang was there because they were one of the potential bidders for, or were expected to be potential bidder for IDBI has been sort of put to rest. So from that perspective, we are very constructive on Kotak Bank. IDBI Bank, we don't have a coverage, so I won't be able to sort of comment.
okay, on that note, Pankaj, we'll slip into a very short break. On the other side, I'm going to be taking a look at what the Tata Steel numbers look like. Overall, seems like a good set of numbers, but we'll...
a pretty constructive stance. Previously, we had a buy rating. I think this particular quarter, we have seen the realization being down by about 3,300 rupees per ton, whereas impact on EBITDA was relatively less at about 1,800 rupees per ton. And our sense is that with 12% kind of a safeguard duty coming in, in Q4, we would expect overall EBITDA per ton to sort of improve by, or net realizations to sort of improve by 2,300. And I think a good part is that going forward, you'll see bulk of the EBITDA growth is going to be driven by Indian operations, which means that this company will do some catch up in terms of EV by EBITDA multiple compared to JSW. So we, between the two, we like Tata Steel more compared to JSW.
Okay, and Kunal, Tata Steel on the charts, what levels are we spotting next?
See, I think it's one of the stronger names on the metal front. We've seen Tata Steel moving into a breakout of the previous slide.
There is, but there are certain parts of the analyst community which seems to be suggesting that there might be some benefit there as well. And then, some amount of excess dividend which could well get upstream just because there's no holding company left anymore. So I'm trying to understand how you look at this merger and whether you have a preference between PFC or REC. I know we don't have details, but whether you have one.
I think in both these entities, I think the preference is towards PFC, and I think both of the companies carry advance book in excess of 5 lakh crores. I think the broader perspective is that if we were to sort of do a lot more in terms of financing, in terms of renewable energy or nuclear power itself is a 20 lakh crore kind of an opportunity which could sort of unfold. And I think the potential merger there will create, or you need bigger NBFCs to sort of fund. So I think from a near-term number perspective, I think we may not be really sort of that constructive, but our sense is that from a bigger scheme of things, I think this NBFC looks a lot more good to us.
Okay. Pankaj, on that note, thanks so much for joining us with your time and your views this morning. We'll let you go. Thanks so much.
Thank you,
So
sir.
while we're talking about PFC and REC, the new details have been emerging with respect